What's up, everyone? This is Oscar Moneyball, and the international break is now over. We are going to be sharing you my match simulation predictions for this weekend's La Liga MX games, and I'm super excited. We have Jornada 13 getting kicked off, and we're going to jump straight into the video. I missed you guys. I missed making this type of content. So now let's make sure this transitioned well. Perfect. Alright, everyone, on Friday we have 3 matches, Saturday another 3, and Sunday we end the Jornada 13 with another 3 games. They start off really good on Friday with the first 3 matches being Puebla versus Tigres, America versus San Luis, Mazatlan versus Tijuana. I'm really looking forward to watching America versus San Luis. As I've shared plenty of times, I am an America fan. But this America San Luis game, historically in the previous maybe 2 to 3 seasons, has been really entertaining to watch. They've continued to play against each other in the playoffs, and they're high-scoring games. The results here show us a high-scoring game, but we'll be talking about that in just a bit. The first one I want to talk about is Puebla versus Tigres. Right here we see Tigres winning this match with an expected goal scoreline of 2.1 versus Puebla's 1.0. The win probability is in favor of the away team, 59% for Tigres. Meanwhile, it's 18% for Puebla. Over 0.5 goals in this match. For Puebla, we have 63% versus 85% for Tigres to score in this match. Over 1.5 in this match, we see Puebla having 27%, very unlikely for them to score that second goal, and Tigres 59% with them scoring that second goal. I do think Tigres could possibly win this game. I think a 2-0 scoreline would be pretty good, even 3-0, 1-0. I don't see Puebla taking this game or even that double chance being valuable for them. But we'll see how the game plays out. The next match is America versus San Luis. The expected goals in this match are 2.6 versus 0.8 in favor of America. The win probability, again, in favor for the home team, 71% versus 9%, leaving just a small margin for a draw. The over 0.5 is at 87%. Meanwhile, San Luis is at 51% to score 1 goal in this match. Over 1.5 goals, we see America's probability is at 67% to score that second goal. A little bit higher than Tigres is in the other match, but we'll see how that goes. Maybe America over 1.5, America double chance over 1.5. Could be some good bets, straight lines, depending on how that's paying out. San Luis over 1.5 is at 18%. Now, I expect San Luis to score. I expect them to come to America's home turf and at least make an attempt. And not saying that in the way that America will win this confidently, but that San Luis will be attacking, they will be pressing, they will be trying to neutralize America. And San Luis is not a team that sits back and plays a counter. They go blow for blow. In the previous matches, including the ones in the playoffs, San Luis has been able to win and score more than 1 or 2 goals versus America. Although that's playoffs and America did have the advantage in the first game, I can expect San Luis to score. America does have a good offensive form and defensive form at home, possibly one of the best at home. We see how this goes. Maybe both teams to score. That might be the one. Mazatlan versus Tijuana. Expected goals for this match is 1.8 versus 1.2 in favor of Mazatlan. The win probability also in favor of Mazatlan, 50% versus 9%. Now we see a huge margin for the draw in that spread there. The over 0.5 for this match between both teams is 82% for Mazatlan and 67% for Tijuana. The over 1.5 for Mazatlan is at 51%. Meanwhile, Tijuana's is at 33%. I do expect Mazatlan to take this game. They have been playing, if their team form in the previous 3 to 4 games, they've been playing really strong teams. I think their previous matches were against Tigres and Monterrey. They lost both of them, but they looked really entertaining. They looked like they have a strategy in how they're playing these games. And Tijuana being much less of a competition than Monterrey and Tigres are, I can expect Mazatlan to score at least over 1 goal. Excuse me. Oops. Some sparkling water. I can expect Mazatlan to take this game. I would go straight line. Tijuana winning would be an upset. Tijuana did just play away and did really good against Pumas. So I could expect maybe both teams to score. Piojo Herrera's team has been I don't think they've won. I think I read somewhere where they haven't won in maybe like 12 games. But they're not in last place. They're very strong at home. They're not playing at home. We'll see how Mazatlan does, but I would lean with maybe protecting myself with Mazatlan double chance, and maybe adding a parlay with maybe both teams to score for America versus San Luis, or America over 1.5, Mazatlan double chance. See how that pays out. Going on to Saturday's matches, we start off with a very entertaining game. Monterrey versus Guadalajara. Monterrey at home is very strong. El Tano Ortiz has been able to do really good with this Monterrey squad. They have a very dynamic squad. They have amazing subs. It's just a perfect recipe for a really title contending type of team. Guadalajara are coming in from this huge spike in their performance, where we are seeing that they are starting to develop better situations where they're playing with each other. They're connecting a little bit better, but then at the same time they have a lot of players that are coming back from long-term injury that I believe the coach is trying to ease into, like Javier Hernandez and the other striker Macias, and slowly he's trying to integrate them, but that integration is sort of taking back what they've already been able to do before these guys came into the team. Now these two are two strikers that are a little bit better than the striker that was playing at the moment, which was Ricardo Marin. However, Ricardo Marin has been playing week in and week out with Cade Cowell, Roberto Alvarado, Guzman. So we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how Guadalajara comes out on Saturday. The expected goals is 1.5 for Monterrey, 0.8 for Guadalajara. Excuse me. The win probability is at 55% versus 19% for both teams. A little bit less of a margin for a draw there, but we'll see how the game goes. Over 0.5 goals, I could definitely see Monterrey scoring. I could also see Guadalajara doing their best to not let Monterrey score, so that 77% could be correct. It could be something that where we see something disappointing there, where it ends up drawing 0-0. I don't think so. I think it's very likely that Monterrey could score, and Guadalajara has a 53% for them to score, so they're at a coin toss, damn near a coin toss for them to score at least one goal in this match. The over 1.5 goals per each team is at 44% for Monterrey versus 18% for Guadalajara. Now, I would compare Monterrey's performance this season similar to Tigres and America. They're the top 3 teams with the best offensive strength and defensive strength. And seeing how Guadalajara just played 3 consecutive matches versus America, I feel like Guadalajara has, and coming off a week break, the international break, giving them enough time to work on their weaknesses and improve their strengths. I do think Guadalajara have the potential to score, even cause more damage. They were able to do a lot of damage versus America when they played at the Estadio Azteca. That was for a CONCACAF game. I know that's a little bit different, but I wouldn't pick a winner in this match. I would maybe go with both teams to score and leave it at that, or an over 1.5 in the game as a whole. As we can see here, the expected goals are a little bit low, but I do expect Monterrey to score, and with Guadalajara's recent form, perhaps they can both be scoring this match. And then from there, you just let the destiny take over and let the best of the both teams win. Following match is another entertaining match for the Saturday games. We have Pachuca versus Toluca. Expected goals, very rare to see a tie there. 1.4 versus 1.4. The win probability between both of these teams in this match is 38% versus 36%. Pretty large margin for that tie. Over 0.5 goals in this match for Pachuca is at 75%, and over 0.5 goals in this match for Toluca is at 74%. The over 1.5 is at an even 40 versus Toluca's 40% to score over 1.5 goals in this match. This is the game where we can see both teams. It's a coin toss, right? It's very even. We have Pachuca at home, who have just been doing really well, and they've been able to have performances that allow them to stay in the top of the table. I did mention this in some of the previous videos that Pachuca's results are a little spontaneous because their performance in the past season and a half have been taking this downward trend, and then out of nowhere we just see this huge spike. Toluca has been a team that has just been up and down, roller coaster, and they've been able to get some good wins. Now historically, between both of these teams, this is how I like to play out these games. I like to go to the previous head-to-head, and we can see here that we have Toluca winning 5-0, Toluca winning 2-1, Pachuca winning 3-1, Pachuca winning 5-1, Pachuca winning 4-1, Pachuca winning 3-0. So the both teams to score has hit in the previous years. Over 1.5, even the over 2.5 goals in this match. Could this be a match? Will it happen in this match? Historically, it says yes. So I could see both of these teams scoring, and then similar to the Monterrey Guadalajara game that I mentioned, there maybe will be a winner. Monterrey and Guadalajara, I could see that ending in a draw 1-1, and your over 1.5 will hit there. But the over 2.5 in Pachuca versus Toluca has historically done really well. I wouldn't pick a winner, although Pachuca does have the advantage over Toluca in the recent head-to-head matches. I wouldn't pick a winner there. Even the simulations telling us not to. Another thing that we can compare is the team strength between both of these teams. So Pachuca's home form is very bad defending form at home versus an average attacking form. Comparing that with Toluca, Toluca has a less than average attacking strength and a very solid defensive strength. And that gives us this result. The following match, the last one for Sunday's games, are Pumas versus Cruz Azul. Pumas at home, which they are not playing on Sunday. That's so weird. It's so weird. So keep in mind, a lot of these stats come from their home, Pumas' home form, playing in their infamous Sunday middle of the day at a high altitude with the sun beaming at its full potential, and that gives Pumas an advantage. That advantage will not be there. Even so, Cruz Azul is from the same town. I don't think the altitude would make a difference. The sun would make a difference. So this was pretty much a pretty straight game. Cruz Azul looked really good in their friendly against America. Pumas had a pretty entertaining result last week, or the previous week, versus Tijuana. I like mentioning in my videos that Pumas over 1.5 at home is one of my favorite things to see. I used to bet on it very heavily. And here we have an expected goal line of 1.7 versus 0.9. The win probability, let me make sure I highlight that, between both of these teams is in favor of Pumas, 56% versus 19% for Cruz Azul. The over 0.5 for Pumas is at 81%, meanwhile Cruz Azul is at 57%. The over 1.5 for Pumas is at 50% versus 21%. Entertaining game. Cruz Azul, I could see them scoring. Pumas did allow a lot of goals versus Tijuana, more than they probably should have, meaning that their defensive form isn't really there, and with Cruz Azul being a much better team than Tijuana, who knows what could happen in this game. I would say Cruz Azul does score, and maybe even scores over 1.5 goals in this match, even though this doesn't say that. I'm just going off what I've been seeing, my simple eye test. We'll see what happens, but I wouldn't pick a winner. I would just say that Pumas does receive over 1.5 goals, or that Cruz Azul does score in this match. The last matches are Sunday's matches. We have Atlas versus Querétaro. Atlas versus Querétaro could be a hit or miss of a type of game. They're two teams that like to play the under. Querétaro defends really well and plays the counter. Atlas defends really well and plays the counter. Atlas at home is very strong. Querétaro is just a team one of those teams that you don't want to play against. They're annoying in the sense that they don't let you play your style. They park the bus, almost like an Atletico Madrid. Not saying that they're that good, but that style of low block, quick transitions, that's sort of Querétaro, and it could do some damage because Atlas at home tend to go for the attack. Not as heavy, but we'll see how it goes. The expected goals in this match is 1.5 versus 1.2. Win probability has a huge margin for a draw there. We have a 43% win probability for Atlas versus 31% for Querétaro. The over 0.5 in this match for Atlas is 74% versus 68%. The over 1.5 is 42% versus 32%. I don't think I'll be watching this game. I'm just gonna leave it at that, but move on to the next game, Necaxa versus León. Really entertaining match for a Sunday game. Two teams that offensively could score. Necaxa having a really good season so far. Expected goal line is really weird here. We see that it's 1.3 versus 1.3 for both of these teams. The win probability being 1% off, leaving a huge margin for the draw. 36% for Necaxa, 37% for León. Now they are expected to score. These are very high percentages for an over 0.5 in my opinion. 71% versus 72% for León, and the over 1.5 drops dramatically for Necaxa at 36% versus León's 51%. León does have the edge in this game. They do have a little bit better players, and we'll just see how that game goes. I would just watch this one and see where the match goes. I don't know. Necaxa is unpredictable this season because they could do really well defending and keeping a team to not score on them, and then they end up scoring some lucky goals. And then León's just a team that is very clumsy in the back, but they're full on attack. Federico Viñas did just score his first goal for the Uruguay. Probably has a lot of confidence, and hopefully that transitions over for León's favor. We'll see how that goes. The last game of Sunday's matches is Juárez versus Santos. We have an expected goals for Juarez. We have expected goals for Juarez at 1.7 versus 1.8 for Santos. Another even match. Win probability for Juarez is at 37% versus 39% for Santos. The over 0.5 is at 80 versus 81%. The over 1.5 is at 50% for Juarez and 51% for Santos. What do I expect from this game? Juarez just played last week an official match versus Puebla that was pending from a couple weeks ago, and believe it ended 4-3 or 3-2. Really entertaining game with a lot of goals. Juarez did take that game. They probably have some confidence. Santos is one of those teams where, similar to León, very clumsy in the back, really creative offense. Santos does have a lot of youth players, probably with Pachuca, the best up-and-coming players from Mexico's talent are in those squads. A lot of these players did have international games with the youth squads from Mexico. I'm very interested to see how that transitions into this match. Will they be tired? Will they be confident? We'll see how it goes. Juarez does have an older team, a little bit younger with some of these dynamic players that they brought in from the second division. So it could be a really entertaining game to watch. I don't know if it'll be a Juarez Puebla 4-3 goals or 3-2 goals, but I do expect both teams to score in this match, as the expected goals here are very high. Even though it's such a close game, it's higher than the Pachucas and it's higher than the Necaxa León. That could be a really entertaining game to watch. I wouldn't pick a winner. I would just go on the goals, here, maybe over 2.5 on that one. Well, let's make sure we're at the right spot. All right, everyone. Well, that was the video for the Liga MX. We're back from the international break. We're back into making these videos. I hope you enjoy this. I hope this simulation, prediction, whatever you want to call it, helps you out. I hope it's entertaining. I hope these videos aren't too long and too boring, but thank you guys for sticking through, watching all the way to the end. Good luck this weekend. Hug your loved ones, and Moneyball is out.